There were really three offensive heroes for Canada at last year's tournament in Ottawa, and all were eligible to return. But Cody Hodgson has a bad back. John Tavares is a little busy on Long Island, which leaves Jordan Eberle as the most dangerous returnee, but certainly not the only weapon up front for Canada. Let's meet Eberle and his friends at forward.
Cormier spins and shoots, score!
Captain Canada, Patrice Cormier from Cap Palais, New Brunswick, is the consummate shutdown center, dominating in the face-off circle for Rimouski and on the PK, where he was a crucial contributor in 2009 for the gold medalists. Jordan Eberle is the ultimate pressure-treated goal scorer, leading the WHL with 27 game winners over his career with Regina, and scoring the most important goal in Canada's 2009 World Triumph. Barry's Stefan Delarovere was a hit machine for Canada last year, leaving his mark on opponents and the score sheet with a team-leading 26 penalty minutes.
Nazem Kadri, fresh shot, scores!
Toronto Maple Leaf training camp revelation Nazem Kadri prepped for the Team Canada selection camp by collecting 10 points in his last 4 games with London.
Shen moves right in, scores!
Brandon's Braden Shen was picked number 5 in the entry draft, just like brother Luke. Now he's seeking to match Luke's 2008 World Junior Gold Medal achievements. Kelowna's Brandon McMillan blasted out of the gate with an 8-game point streak and is averaging a point per game for the first time in his 4-year WHL career.
Rebound, score! Taylor Hall!
Memorial Cup MVP and 2010 NHL draft-eligible Taylor Hall was leading the OHL in points with 59 when he left a starring role with Windsor to join Team Canada. Greg Nemish, the right-shot Windsor sniper, has 24 goals, putting him 2/3 of the way to equaling his OHL career high of 36 set last season. Summer training camp injury victim Jordan Caron is at his best for Rimouski on the power play, where he has scored 22 of his 44 goals over the past 2 seasons. Windsor's Adam Henrique got off to an explosive start this season, leading the OHL with 28 goals, just 2 fewer than his personal high of 30. Baie-Comeau captain Gabriel Bourque brings a blend of industriousness and abrasiveness, leading Team Canada players with 61 penalty minutes this season.
Oh, what a goal! Brandon Kozun!
5'7" Brandon Kozun is short in stature, but not skill. The WHL superstar led Canadian Major Junior Hockey with 62 points this season before departing Calgary for Team Canada. Luke Adam rocketed to the top of Quebec junior goal scoring with 9 goals in his final 5 games, giving him 25 for the season with Cape Breton. Okay, here are the line combinations as we see them right now. Cormier is the captain. Hall was perhaps the most impressive of the forwards in the 3 pre-tournament games. He scored in each one.
Well, you've got 2 great offensive lines there, a shutdown line. For me, it's always interesting to see which guy from the 4th line or the 13th forward, in this case Luke Adam, can step up in a tournament and make a difference. I always remember the 1997 tournament, the 5th of 5 gold medals for Team Canada. Boyd Devereaux went from the 13th forward to the goal-scoring hero in the gold medal game. So always keep an eye on those 4th liners to see who steps up.
With more, Gordon Miller and Pierre Maguire.
James, over the years at the World Junior Hockey Championship, we've seen lots of teammates play together. We've never seen a line play together, especially one that's just coming off a Memorial Cup win. That's what we're seeing for the Windsor Spitfires, Greg Nemish, Adam Henrique, and Taylor Hall.
Well, that line was put together last year by Bobby Buchner, the head coach in Windsor during the playoff run. What a miraculous turnaround in Windsor, and a major reason why they've had this turnaround, that line that you just alluded to. Nemish is so strong on the boards. Adam Henrique is an amazing distributor of the puck, and his hockey IQ is off the charts. And Taylor Hall is big, he's fast, and he's Messier-like. That line's got all the perfect ingredients you have to have in order to be successful in a tournament. And I expect that Taylor Hall will be one of the major breakthrough players in this tournament.
Now, we've got to talk, we're here in Saskatchewan. We've
Yes,
got to talk
of
about the
course.
all-Western line, especially the hometown boy, Jordan Eberle, of course, the hero for Canada last year in the semis against the Russians, joined by a couple other young Western League players. They've made an impact as well.
Well, you think about Jordan Eberle, everybody in Canada knows who that is, especially here in the province of Saskatchewan. But the thing about Jordan Eberle is hockey IQ, and he's so strong in the puck, and he has the ability to make the players around him better. Braden Shen, the center on that line, he just makes things happen because he wins faceoffs. He's smart in all 3 zones. He doesn't have to score goals because he distributes the puck so well, his wingers usually score. And Brandon McMillan of the Kelowna Rockets, so fast, so smart. Started his junior career as a defenseman. Now he's a scoring winger. He's an effective player. He reminds you a lot of Clark MacArthur, a former Medicine Hat Tiger that played on the 2005 World Junior team that won in Grand Forks. That is an unbelievable line. And if those 2 lines for Canada kick it into gear like we believe, that should put Canada in the gold medal game. No predictions on whether they'll win, but it should put them in the gold medal game.
Braden Shen, by the way, will be playing in his hometown of Saskatoon and has a chance to make some history. He can join his brother Luke as a gold medal winner, the first brothers to win World Junior Gold for Canada since the Niedermeyers. Scott and Rob did it back in the early 90s. James?
I think it's fair to say that 5-on-5, Canada thinks they can beat anybody, but when you get into 5-on-4 and 5-on-3s, all bets are off. And if there was one beef for Canada, at least through the first two pre-tournament games, it was a lack of discipline. How big a concern?
James, I think it's fair to say that any addition of Team Canada at any level, junior, senior, everything in between, discipline is always the number one factor that they have a difficult time with. And that's because every Canadian team worth its salt believes it has a physical edge, especially when they play on home ice. And Willie Desjardins coach teams love to out-hit the opposition. So you'll demand that physical presence, but you've got to toe the line. Now, this was an issue, and they got into trouble last year in Ottawa at the World Junior Championship. In particular, the checking line. Stefan Della Rivera, Patrice Cormier. Everybody remembers Della Rivera last year. He likes to play on the edge. He has to play on the edge, but he got a little over the edge, and there were problems. In the pre-tournament this year, Patrice Cormier, who was very well behaved last year, got the elbow into the face of Anton Rodin from Sweden. That was needless. Another line change in the game against the Finns, and he got a little gratuitous with a body check that in and of itself was not a big deal, but because it happened shortly after he put the elbow into the face of Rodin. So absolutely, discipline is the number one question mark about this team. They didn't show 100% discipline in the pre-tournament games, but that's what the pre-tournament games are for. And there might have been a little attempt on the part of Cormier and the rest of Canada. Little message sending there when you're playing the Swedes, you're playing the Finns. Mm-hmm. You might meet them, you want to send a physical message. But from here on in, now they're playing for keeps, and they can't avoid that. They can't get into that stuff away from the play.
Now, on the flip side, every other team's saying the same thing, because if you go into the box against Team Canada, you're pretty much done, especially last year. Here are the numbers, power play numbers for Team Canada during the gold medal run. They're all good, but 2009 was just ridiculous, off the scale. 50%, 21 power play goals. Hall, Kadri, Eberle, Ellis Pietrangelo, some of the guys you'll see on the first power play unit this year for Team Canada.